Welcome to Rob Schmitt Tonight. There aren't too many middle-aged men who speak to their father every single day on the phone, but Hunter Biden does. We learned that today as one of Hunter's closest friends, a buddy he's had since college, was questioned behind closed doors by the House Oversight Committee. Devon Archer dropped some bombs today and became another layer of confirmation in this massive political corruption scandal, telling members of Congress that Hunter Biden put his father on the phone more than 20 times while he handled his business. That Burisma, the corrupt Ukrainian energy company that paid him millions, called Washington, D.C. to get the prosecutor Victor Shokin fired. More credible allegations that Joe and Hunter Biden were selling Joe's power to corrupt, nefarious, and even adversarial powers all around the globe. It's the biggest scandal we've ever heard. Devon Archer confirmed the Ukraine side of Biden's dealings today. Hunter's other business partner, Tony Bobulinski, confirmed the China side a while ago. An impeachment inquiry is needed stat. I think that goes without saying at this point. The biggest political scandal this country has ever seen. It's not even close. There's now no way to deny the very obvious. Even the most spineless rhino in the Republican House cannot, in good conscience, ignore this much evidence of corruption from the sitting president of the United States. Not to mention all the lies. Here's a look back at how corrupt Biden spoke about his son's business dealings over the last several years.
I have never discussed with my son or my brother or anyone else anything having to do with their businesses, period.
How many times have you ever spoken to your son about his overseas business dealings?
I've never spoken to my son about his overseas business dealings. I don't know what he was doing. I know he was on the board. I found out he was on the board after he was on the board, and that was it. There's not one single bit of evidence, not one little tiny bit, to suggest anything done was wrong.
It should enrage you to see that. Our fraud president. His capacity to lie, his capacity to sell out his country for money, his capacity to use his drug-addicted son as a bagman. Everything you've been told about Joe Biden was completely manufactured. Biden is as fake as the down in a $10 pillow. And the cherry on top, Joe Biden is the real Russian asset. Today, Devon Archer confirmed a meeting between Joe Biden and the wife of the former mayor of Moscow, Elena Baturina. Joe Biden, as vice president of the United States, met with this female Russian oligarch at a restaurant in Washington, D.C., a meeting that Baturina paid $3.5 million to get. Joe Biden's not that interesting. What did Baturina, the Russian oligarch, get in return? She got protection. In 2022, Biden did some Russian sanctioning after years of acting tough on Russia and after Putin invaded Ukraine. Elena Baturina was mysteriously left off of Joe Biden's sanctions list. You might remember that story. It's all coming back now with Devon Archer in front of Congress. Her $3.5 million payment to Joe Biden and the Biden family paid off big. Joe Biden taking bribes from the Russians and curbing U.S. policy to their benefit in this administration. But don't worry, you're not going to have to suffer through another 3-year establishment media news cycle about this. That only happens with fake Russia collusion stories about Donald Trump. Here's the real Russian asset slandering Trump over the years.
He's being used as a Russian pawn. He's being fed information that is Russian, that is not true. He's Putin's puppy.
He's Putin's puppy. The same way a cheating lover is always jealous, everything Democrats allege about Donald Trump is what they've really been doing themselves. We see it time and time again. Today, Biden's newest sycophantic loyalist, New York Congressman Dan Goldman, pulled a stunt right out of the Adam Schiff playbook. He ran outside of a private committee hearing and lied to the media about what he had heard for political gain. Goldman was so desperate to be the first one on TV, he sprinted out of that room to get to the cameras as fast as he could the moment they got on break, as his party's political future hangs in the balance. Here was Dan Goldman, his take after listening to Devon Archer, one of Hunter Biden's best friends, tell Congress that the Bidens are influence peddlers and Joe Biden was critical to all the deals. Here's how Goldman put it.
There still is no connection of any of Hunter Biden's business dealings with President Biden. They never once spoke about any business dealings. As he described it, it was all casual conversation. He never said that he has never spoken to anyone. He said that he had nothing to do with Hunter Biden's business dealings. It's kind of a preposterous premise to think that a father should not say hello to people that the son are at dinner with.
You could see the desperation in his eyes. You could actually see, you could feel it during that press conference. It was hard to watch. Adam Schiff got kicked off committees for lying like Goldman just did. Goldman should be next. And before today's closed-door transcribed interview with Devon Archer began, the DOJ put its piece in, putting its weight right on Devon Archer's back over the weekend, on Saturday, in fact. The Department of Justice, fully corrupted by Joe Biden, sent a letter asking the judge in Devon Archer's fraud case from 2018 to set a date for him to go to prison already. Now, Archer is probably not a good person. He's certainly gotten in some trouble here. He's currently in the appeals process of a conviction from years ago, from 5 years ago. And the DOJ sent him a nice little message on Saturday. Maybe you should go easy on Joe Biden on Monday. Don't spill too much of the beans. The DOJ's move 48 hours before the testimony, a letter sent on a Saturday from the Department of Justice. Clearly political. Clearly a message was sent with that letter, a little reminder to Devon Archer about this exploding corruption scandal that the DOJ wants to keep down. Clearly political, according to James Comer, who says he's never seen the DOJ do anything on a Saturday. But they made time to write a letter 48 hours before Devon Archer was going to testify. That's the state of your government now. This is a regime we have. And the regime's number one priority is itself. With Donald Trump the clear alternative to Joe Biden in 2024 now, there is nothing that permanent Washington is not going to do to keep Trump from returning and dismantling what has become a very, very corrupted machine. Florida Congressman Byron Donalds is on the Oversight Committee, and he joins us now. Sir, it's great to have you back on.
Good to be back with you.
Congressman Goldman runs out to the media right during that break earlier this afternoon, basically said it was all a nothing burger, including he alleged that Devon Archer said that Joe Biden firing the Ukrainian prosecutor general actually was something that hurt Burisma. And take a listen to this allegation we're going to talk about on the other side.
The most interesting thing that he said is that Burisma believed that they had the prosecutor general Shokin in their pocket. They had control over him, and they were concerned that if he was removed from office, that would be very bad for Burisma.
That is not at all what was said in the hearing. So that is a congressman lying to the media for political reasons. What was really said about the firing of Victor Shokin during today's hearing?
Look, what we know from the FBI's confidential human source is that they wanted Mr. Shokin fired because if Burisma was under investigation in Ukraine, it was going to make it hard for them to be able to get an oil and gas lease in the United States and raise capital in the United States. Yeah. We know this. We know that Joe Biden bragged about getting the prosecutor fired. We know that Burisma paid Hunter Biden and another Biden $10 million, $5 for Hunter and $5 for the other guy. We know that Burisma hired Hunter Biden because he was an idiot, but he was an idiot connected to Joe Biden. Those are the fact patterns that exist. What Devon Archer brought out today is something that's even far more damning, that on 20 different instances, Hunter Biden calls up his dad, and dad is automatically at the ready to say, hey, Hunter, how you doing? Now, let me bring this for people to really see how this makes sense. I'm a member of Congress. I have 3 sons. My 2 older sons have cell phones. If I'm in a meeting and they call me, sometimes I can't call them back. Sometimes I can't call them back for 4 or 5 or 6 hours. Joe Biden is at the ready, waiting for Hunter's call to be able on the phone with people, just say, hey, how's the weather? This stinks to high heaven. It is public corruption. Hunter Biden is the bag man, and Joe Biden is the influence peddler, pure and simple.
And speaking specifically to the allegation about the Victor Shokin firing, Oversight has stated, you even put it on your Twitter today, that today Devon Archer said that the Burisma heads called D.C. to make sure that Shokin got fired. Was that testified today? That's accurate, right?
That is accurate. They wanted to make sure that the thing that they paid for actually happened. That is correct.
Where are we on what's the thought process on impeachment and inquiry at this point? I mean, I can't imagine that there are any Republicans. You've got the majority. The inquiry has to start at this point, right? I mean, how much corroborating evidence do we need?
Actually, I don't think we need much more at this point. This is not going to be a call for Speaker McCarthy. And I think he's going to make this call over the August recess. The Judiciary Committee, led by Chairman Jordan, they're going to start their process. And it is high time that all the information comes forward. For the American people, we have never had a president compromised like this in the history of our country. His family has made at least $30 million, if not more, based purely on the access that Joe Biden has had at the top of our politics for almost 50 years. And every time you turn over a new stone, what is revealed is more of the same. Hunter Biden was in the country. Joe Biden was in the same country. A week later, a month later, Hunter Biden's getting paid. Then there are wire transfers going to all these accounts, and all of the different members of the family are getting money. This is corruption. Pure and simple. Yeah, laundering it through several different accounts. Anybody that says, oh, it's all just circumstantial evidence, ask why anybody needs 20 different accounts to get a wire from somebody. I mean, it's just outrageous. Congressman, we appreciate you coming on. Thank you so much. Thank you.